Howdy gamers, how are you? Today we're exploring Chainmail as a skirmish game, and in particular, how it can provide a system-agnostic, miniature WYSIWYG play experience filled with tactical depth and bro-filled fun. If you're not familiar with the history of Chainmail, I suggest you head over to Amazon, get out your hard-earned pennies, and rent The Secrets of Blackmoor. Either that, or you could go find yourself a copy of the rules on archive.org and read for yourself. Whatever you choose, the drama and backstabbing due to the cocaine-fueled rants of Gary Gygax are well worth exploring. Thanks to Games Workshop, who Gary actually tried to join forces with, we have ourselves a victory condition straight out of their game Warcry. Today our war chiefs will be electing one figure to become bloodmarked in the first combat segment. When you bloodmark a miniature, you are granting favor, or in this case, disfavor to your hero. Our unfortunate elected officials will become the target of a vicious manhunt that can only end in death. At the end of the fourth round, if any of our miniatures that are bloodmarked are within 4 inches of a battlefield edge, they will be removed from play at the end of that round, and the game will be given to the opposite player. Oh no, what's this? The wind is howling and shrieking through the ruins like the terrible cry of an Irish banshee. I hope it's not drunk. This twist card will make missile combat much less effective and our fighters more susceptible to falling off of crap. It looks like the forces of law have a job to do in this spooky, ruined, ancient shopping mall. They have it on good authority that Gore-Knuckle has sent a troll horde to establish a foothold in the old Bracers R Us food court. This can't happen. General Do-Gooder is sending the magician Fladnag out to stop the advance. He's taking a hobbit, dwarf, and 2 fighting men with him. On their way out of town, he handed a short little glowing blade to that hobbit. I wonder what that will do. Right before they get out of town, some dude with a nice hat and a longbow stops them and says, "Hey Fladnag, I'm gonna come with you, bud. Let's do this, homie." Sources say that this troll horde is 1 cave troll and 4 orcs. I hope the gods are with Law on this season. Flatnag leads his boys south without much trouble until they reach the food court. They freeze as the loud footsteps of the heavy-set troll lumber toward them. Deployment begins by selecting figures to make up the warband's dagger, hammer, and shield, just like Games Workshop taught us. Each war chief then places those groups based upon the deployment card drawn. You can see the result here in all its designer glory with red and blue highlighter. Yay! Turn 1 sees our heroes and villains vying for position and our war chiefs summoning the gods to bloodmark the troll and Fladnag the magician. At the end of the movement round, the big nasty smelly troll yells out, "My name is Lort! Me hungry, Fladnag!" Upon hearing the troll, our super amazing hero with a sword charges the axe-wielding orc to a duel. Turn 2 starts with Fladnag rolling a 6 for the Law Warband initiative, while silly Lort only got a 1. Lort charged up to the second tier of the wonderful and deliciously smelling cinnamon shop, trying to reach Fladnag. Too late, he notices our little hobbit appear out of nowhere on the platform next to him. 2 stones fly from the little guy's sling and bounce off of Lort's forehead. Enraged by his troll boss's new forehead bumps, Axe-Wielder Orc closes the distance with our sword hero. The exchange is fast and furious, but the out-of-shape fatty orc falls back to catch his breath. The troll continues his charge but is stopped on the bridge as the orc and dwarf decide to exchange blows. Unfortunately for our good friend the dwarf, his head falls off rather easily. On to turn 3 we go, friends. Initiative goes to Chaos with a 6, while Law only rolled a 5. Silly Fladnag, he can't do anything right, can he? I think we'll learn more about him this turn. We see the shield orc step over that silly dead dwarf, followed by the troll as they move up towards Fladnag. Oh no, what's this? The orc with the big belly and the axe charges the guy with the sword and just runs him through super quickly. This is where we really start to see Fladnag sucking at what he's supposed to do. What a crappy magician. He attempts to throw a fireball right at the troll's face, but he can't cast it. He fails the complexity roll with a 3. Oh no, Fladnag, you're gonna die. Unfortunately for Fladnag, failing that spell spelt doom for him. We spent the next 6 turns with him running away from the troll after melee failed to kill him. Eventually, the rest of those orcs surrounded him, and an orc stabbed him in the back, so he fell down and hurt himself. Fladnag's going to need to take an injury roll. Hopefully he makes it back. Hopefully he can cast more spells in the future. Well, he didn't really cast spells, but that's just kind of how it goes when you're playing Chainmail with spell complexity, which leads us to what we need to talk about today in Chainmail. Spell complexity rolls. They are key, and there are some very strategic things you need to do to make sure you get them off. You see, spell complexity is very important in Chainmail. It may say it's optional, but I don't think it actually is. It is part of the game and must be used, or else the wizards, magicians, warlocks, sorcerers, and the rest become way too powerful. So, spell complexity is listed. Each spell listed has a complexity value, and this value indicates how difficult it is to use such spell. Wizards can more easily employ any value of spell than can sorcerers. Sorcerers are more able than warlocks, etc. In addition, there may be a delay in the effect of the spell, or it may be totally negated due to some minor error or distraction. The table below gives the scores necessary for immediate, deferred, and negated spell effects by the various levels of magic users. When we started this Chainmail match, I was very concerned that the magician would end the game within the first couple rounds. To cast a spell such as Fireball in Chainmail, you need to call the distance and you need to pass the roll. I did not foresee that failing that spell complexity roll on the 3rd turn would actually lead to him never being able to cast it again. There were some tactical considerations that could have been taken to make sure he was able to get these spells off, but that is a topic for another video. Thank you for listening today.